back, Bomb Nation. I'm your girl, LuvBombBombs, and today we're going to be doing an oil change. So you guys know, this is my oil filter right here. Don't know how well you guys can see that. But as you can see in Neko's, he's got a little notch right here that he can like just twist it off. Well, here, I'll just show you. I'll go over to you. So you guys can see what I'm talking about. So right here, there's a little notch that you can twist it off. And if we go back to mine does not. So we just, that's the next best thing. He's gonna just twist it for me. As you guys can see, we're gonna be doing an oil change. I do have gloves on just because I want to get oil all over my hands. And we prefer to wear shorts and a tank top just because if you wear pants, you know, that's not coming out. It might, but it's gonna take a lot of washes. So what I'm gonna do is, so Neko already pre-did. He untwisted this because as I previously said, mine doesn't have a notch, and so we have to use the tool to get it going. And we did take out these little nubs so that way the oil can just go straight into the pan. I have all the oil over here to the side, and our oil filter and some napkins because in our other video we were doing Neko's bike, we didn't have napkins. So, alright, so let's get started. So what I'm going to do is we're going to just twist this cap ever so slightly so that the air can go in. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is get a tool so we can untwist this bolt. That way the oil can shoot. And what I'm also going to do is kind of just level it. We want it to like I said, about an inch behind. That way it covers in case it spills from behind. That way we don't get any on the pavement. So what we're going to go ahead and do first is we're going to take off this oil filter. So and then once we get that, we're going to go ahead and take this bolt off that's right here. And I'll need my tools for that because sadly it's really tight. Alright, so let's get started with that. So I'm going to go ahead and just and there she goes. And just slowly go. Oh yeah, that's like a coffee color coming out. Yeah.
Make sure you let them know because it's so dark. This is not our fault.
Yeah, so the previous owner that the bike came from, so I got it from a dealership. And so my dealership kind of said like oil changes, that's on you. So they don't do oil changes. It was on,
Which is fair.
yeah, which is fair, but it was on the previous owner of this bike to go ahead and do. And I'm gonna bring the camera over. So as you can see right here, it's kind of all black. It's not clear. That means it's definitely. So we're gonna go ahead and wait for this to keep dripping out, and I'm just gonna give this a little shake, shaking and baking. It is not supposed to be that dark. That is really bad. It's supposed to kind of look like vegetable oil or canola oil. It should be kind of clearish, yellowish.
Well, after you keep riding and everything, it will start to turn that color, but it shouldn't be that dark. Like mine is like black roast coffee.
Yeah, it should not look like coffee. If it starts looking like coffee, you need an oil change. Air in it so it doesn't just
There we go.
shoot out. It's still gonna shoot out, but not as much. And as you guys can see, it's kind of
It's like a milky.
it's like a milky, kind of chocolate bar actually color.
It's actually not too bad, but you having a new bike, it's good just to have it. Fresh oil in there. And clean that bolt up.
What we're gonna do, I'm gonna take one of these trusty paper towels, 2 of them, and I'm just gonna wrap the bolt nice and good. So you have to clean the bolt. It is very bad for the bike if you do not clean it. So you're just going to want to clean it as best as you can with some paper towels or even some gloves if you have. That's what we did in his video. So I like to just wait a little bit just so that all the oil can come out. And as you can see, that gauge that I was talking about, how it's all dark. is now clear because it's empty. And so when we put the new oil in, it'll still look like this, but we'll know like we put oil in. Here we have my oil filter. It's the KN2041. If you have an FZ07, this is the one that you need. I didn't know that when I went into the store to go get one. There was a whole bunch. We were also in the wrong area. We were in the car filter area and not the motorcycle area. So, yeah, but this is the one that you want if you have an FZ07. You'll want the KN2041, unless somebody else says differently. But this is the one that we use. So, I'm just going to take it out here very carefully. And so, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take off this film. So if you remember in Neko's video, what you're going to want to do is just get a little bit of oil on your finger or your glove. Preferably gloves, please. And you're just going to go on this second black rim. Not the silver, not inside, not on the outside. This second one right here. You're going to want to just get ever so slightly a little bit of oil just to grease it up so when we tighten it. And Neko will be doing the hand tightening just because he's a little bit stronger. But you never ever want to use your big boy tools to tighten it, or any type of tools, because it'll tighten on its own with the weather and the amount of writing that you're going to be doing. It'll automatically tighten on its own. So you shouldn't have to. Because if you tighten it with a tool, you risk the chance of it breaking off and then your oil spilling all over the place. And we don't want that. So just hand tighten it as best as you can, as tight as you can with your hands, and it's probably good enough.
Be very careful. This is the hardest part for a lot of people because they're like, if you drop it in this, it's fine.
So what we're gonna do? So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna dip my index finger here, get some oil on it, not too much. We're gonna go on that second ring, like I said. Just like that. Just so it's got a nice little rim of oil. And then go ahead. We're going to twist that on. And I'm also holding it with my other hand as a support just in case it does decide to fall. It doesn't go in the oil, because once it goes in the oil, that's it. That's the end of that life.
Just like LuvBombBombs said, I'm going to tighten it. And she's absolutely right. A lot of people don't know this. Please do not use your big boy tools to, get it on there. And then I've literally seen people come here and they're just like, I got to get as tight as possible. Don't do that. Don't do that. I've seen it personally where people do that and then it snaps, or they'll put it on way too tight. We go on a ride. I'm literally behind them and it will just snap off. And oil spills all over the street, and you don't want oil spilling on your back tire while you're riding because you're going to slip out. So she's absolutely right. Use just your own strength. And if for some reason you're not as strong or you're not too comfortable, go ahead and use a tool, but just ever so slightly, just enough, because like she said, the weather will take care of it. With the heat and everything, it'll just kind of tighten itself a little bit.
And I do just want to say as well, so when it comes to oil filters, we like the ones with the little notch, the little bolt on the end. We don't like the flat ones because, again, we're able to use that tool to untighten it because it will tighten and it'll just become really, really tight. Versus the bolt, we could just use a tool to untighten it.
I'm just kind of cleaning her up real quick. That's all I'm doing.
She's a little dirty.
And then I just go in there just with my hand. And I'll just tighten her up. Just like that. And like I said, if you're really just kind of anal about it, you can use a tool, but this is about as much power as you want. You just want to place it on there, and I'm just going to go right there. That's it. That's good enough for me. That's way too tight for me anyway, so it's on there. I can't take it off if I wanted to with my hand, so she good.
We're going to take our nicely clean bolt. We're going to go ahead and put it in the little hole. We're going to just
this you want super tight. It's right on your butt.
Okay, so guys, this part down here, the bolt, we do want to get that super tight. Not extremely tight to where, you know, it puts strain on it, but just tight enough because again, it'll tighten on its own. That's on there tight. We don't need to do any more. That is a snug like a rug and a bug. It's pretty good. So now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna take off this little twisty. We're gonna put the funnel in, and then we're gonna put the oil in. So I'll go ahead and show you that now. Okay, so now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna take off this little knob. We're gonna just untwist it off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna clean it off. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and put the funnel in.
Alrighty.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and open up the oil. There we go, look at that. And we're going to just pour this in. And I like to do mine kind of slowly, just so that way it doesn't, so I can pull the whole can and not have to stop and pull back because it gets full out of the little hole. I just do it at a nice slow pace. Nice and slow. My bottle's almost already gone. You don't want to rush it so then it overfills. And so Neko, how much oil do we use?
Well, if you go down here, usually your bike will tell you, as you can see on BombBombs, it's a little dirty, but it says 23. So that what that's going to be is 2 quarts and then 300 milliliters. So every bottle, as you can see, will have this little stuff on the side, and this is the new one, right? So this one right here is going to be, it's a whole quart. Every bottle is a whole quart, and then we just do the math for the last 300. A quart minus 300, if that makes sense. So yeah, pour it on in there. You can see on hers, it's like there's no, it looks like there's no oil in it, but there is. It's just super clear, and like we said with her other oil that the previous owner had, it was pretty dark. I didn't like it, so it's very good that we did this. It's gonna be good for her bike.
It's funny because we took a look after we got done with his video the other day. We looked at mine to see, like, you know, kind of guess, because I don't know when the last oil change was, just to kind of guess and take like a little look as to when we should do another oil change. And that thing was dark.
Yeah.
So we're like, it's time. We ended up going today, next day, just getting all the oil and doing the oil change, because I thought it'd be nice for you to do a little bike review, show off my new MZ, as well as do the oil change. It's much very needed on her.
So like we were saying before, hers takes 2 quarts and 300 milliliters. So this right here, I don't know if you can see it, how good it is on camera, but it's at the 7. So all we got to do make sure we get the extra 300 is just minus the 3. So we're going to go from 7 to 6 to 5 to 4. So that'll be her extra, wait, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, to the 4. So we're going to get this, and we're just going to get it down to the 4. Fresh oil. And then I'm going to stop right there. Look at it real quick. Put it down the needle. I think it's perfect. And still got some ways to go. Yeah. Always make sure you're holding this thing. I've seen it pop off. People are like, oh no.
Why do you always stand when you pour?
I like to stand. I've seen people where they're crouched down and they're just kind of pouring like this. You can't really see what's going on in there, so I like to get right above it. I like to look straight down the hole. The reason for that is if you're pouring, it's oil. It's not like water, where if you're pouring it like water, water just keeps going. Oil is a little bit more stickier, obviously. So it's going to fill up faster. And I've seen people be pouring like this, and they'll be talking to people over here, and then all of a sudden it starts overflowing and starts going on the ground. And then they're like, oh, what did I do? You weren't paying attention, you dummy. So I always stand over it and like look at it. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but it is slightly past the 4, so we're good. I'm very comfortable with that. So I'll put the cap back on this, so we can use this for another day.
to do now is we're gonna take these little stoppers. We're gonna screw them back in, just like so. And so I don't know if your guys' it depends on which state that you're in. They might have a recycle post or a recycle site that you're able to come take your oil, your used oil, and do. I know that AutoZone does. That is where we're gonna take them. So I just want to point something out. So we have ours on the stand, as you can see. So Neko, when we have ours on a stand, what should we do when we're gonna take the stand down?
The first thing you need to do before you take your bike off the stand, and I've seen it happen more times than I can count. Come over here. Kickstand. Don't forget your kickstand.
And just for safety measures, make sure that you kick it just to make sure that it's all the way down and it won't move on you.
I have literally seen so many times where guys, we're done with our oil changes and we're putting our bikes down and they go, oh cool, yeah, whatever. They let it up and then it goes, and they're like, what happened?
Oh my God, the wind!
Your $20,000 bike is now scratched up because you forgot to do that, and that's all it takes. These kickstands are so powerful, they're so great that they can literally take a whole bike's weight. Just like that. So, kickstand, 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 every time. And a lot of people are like, I'm afraid it's gonna break. It's not. I've had more bikes than I can count now, and I've never had a kickstand break on me. Not once.
And why do you twist the wheel, huh?
So, it just kind of helps with the weight. So if you're on the motorcycle like this, I've seen a lot of people, they'll go to park, they'll kickstand down, and then they just kind of hop off. Start walking away. The only reason I like to charge the bars is that if you look at the what do you call it? The way the motorcycle is positioned, as soon as I pull the wheel in, it kind of slightly leans more to the left, which puts more weight on that, which means it's more stable. So if it's crazy winds or something like that, it's just me personally, but you won't have that fear of it being going this way and falling over. It's just me. It's a personal thing, I guess.
So what I'm doing is hopping on my very hot seat. I'm going to go ahead and fill the bike. I'm going to let it idle for again 5-10 seconds. Then after it's done idling, what I'm going to do is just rev it ever so slightly for another 5-10 seconds. Just so that the oil can run through the bike.
That's it.
I do just want to put in the video that I have a S1R exhaust, in case anyone was wondering, and Neko has a Yoshi. So let us know in the comments whose exhaust sounds better. Well, I hope that you guys have a